So there was a question, and it was regarding Grandus and the disparity between her behaviour when Rose went missing against her behaviour since Summer has been missing. Now, when Rose went missing, for those of you who know, she was quite vocal about it. She was doing interviews and she was very, very open to having discussions about this disappearance. Now, when asked of this disparity, the excuse that was given on her behalf was that she has seen the way that social media has treated Don and Candace, and she is scared of how she would be perceived. She would be scared of how people would treat her. Now, I put it to you, now this isn't the case. Now, she is not someone who is scared of using social media or scared of posting things on there and how they would be being perceived. She has currently got multiple accounts on multiple different platforms, including Facebook. She has recently uploaded pictures of jewellery that she has for sale, which again, in a different context, it could be construed that people in the public eye may say that you are trying to make money by doing things, yada yada yada. You know, it could be twisted bad. So she has either not contemplated that or she has done it without a care in the world. But when you hear things like she could potentially be leaving, and again, this is speculation, these are just things amongst the grapevine, but ultimately there is a clear disparity between how she behaved in terms of her openness to interact with the public and those looking out for Summer now than it was when it was her own daughter. Now, don't get me wrong, there will be people out there who say, look, but Rose was her daughter. Now, I put it to you, and especially to you grandparents out there. Now, it's not uncommon for grandparents to feel a greater sense of wanting to save and protect and to make sure that their grandchildren are safe over their own children. Sometimes this is because they understand that their own children are now of their own lives and they can look after themselves. It could be down to their deep feelings of failing their own children, and they don't want the recurrence of that in their grandchildren. But you would expect a grandparent who has a grandchild missing to be all over this like fucking flies on shit. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, sorry for the analogy, but that's it. You know, you can't have the best of both worlds, guys. You lot out there, the supporters and indeed the people who are not supportive, you've got to either understand that you can't be on the fence with it. You are either a loving, caring family who cares undoubtedly for your children and are willing to do anything for them, like you should be as a parent or grandparent, or you are not. There is no grey area with that. And a truly loving family would be in that mindset. They would want to do everything and speak to everybody and get every element of their story out that they could physically possibly do. Especially when there are stuff out there in the media that could paint them in the wrong light. Why would you not want to get out there and prove otherwise? Especially Grandus. Why would she not want to get in front of the camera and put the record straight? But this elusiveness has gone on to exacerbate the feelings that she is hiding things, that there is something not right. And when you look at all of these tiny little elements, like the car journey, the fishing, the swimming hole, fucking fishing hole, every time, there's all these little intricate things, they go into that pile of the added reasons why they can't be trusted or something isn't right. Even when you look at the boys being removed from Candace and Don's home, and the reason being given that it would be safer for them to not be in that environment right now because Don had become aggressive and his drinking because of the situation, which the situation could be understandable. But surely the main reason that the boys would not be safe in that home in the event that their sister had been indeed abducted would be that their sister was abducted. You would not want your remaining children in that same dangerous situation that could potentially put them in a place of harm, unless they knew the harm had indeed passed. But again, maybe I'm reading into it a little bit too far. But ultimately, why is Grandus not doing as much for her grandchild as she did for her daughter? And even more so when you contemplate that this is a grandmother who has already lost a daughter, wouldn't that make you even more hell-bent on making sure that the same errors and mistakes weren't made the second time round?